So my question to you is, now I'm fully aware that citizens are not allowed to carry firearms on federal property.
Correct.
Right? So this plaza, or whatever you want to call it here, is part of the building, part of the federal property.
It's kind of all dependent on whose blueprint you're really looking at. It pretty much ends at the GSA property line, ends at the sidewalk.
Right here.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So, like I said, it'll depend on. But according to GSA, who GSA is the lessor for all the majority of the federal facilities.
Okay.
According to the GSA blueprints, it's the property line is on the sidewalk.
And then what other agency has a different opinion about that?
It all depends. So, like I said, if it's leased through GSA,
okay,
it's going to be pretty much the same. I don't know. I know most federal facilities are pretty much the same, but the property line, of course, buildings are going to be different. The layout's going to be different depending on where it's at in Albuquerque or wherever you guys are going. You guys from here?
Well, I'll answer that question for you in a minute. But so basically, where you're standing, as far as you're concerned as a law enforcement officer, is federal property, and a citizen would not be able to carry a firearm on that part of the property, right? So then that leads to my question, because I see you have a sign at the security checkpoint saying no firearms allowed in the building.
Correct.
Shouldn't there be a sign out at the perimeter of the building letting people? Because my point is, if I walked up where you are, walk through those doors and enter the building, I just violated federal felony law.
So we try to give, for individuals that are open carry, right? Because we are in an open carry state.
Okay.
Or for individuals that may have a concealed carry, we try to give them the opportunity that, hey, if you step inside the building, I forgot I had the weapon on me. We'll give them the opportunity to take it back to the vehicle.
That's officer discretion. Or is that policy?
No, not necessarily. That's policy.
It is policy.
Yeah, it's the National Weapons Detection Training Program that what these guys have to go through.
Okay.
It basically states that once you subject yourself to the screening process, you pretty much belong to the federal government in that sense.
If you go through the screening process.
Once you start the screening process. So, for instance, if you were to step up, and they're going to give you what's called a say again? Actual notice.
Okay.
What I mean by that is they'll say, hey, you just entered a federal facility. Now you're now subject for screening for weapons and explosives. Do you have any of those on you at this time?
Okay.
If you say no, and you start taking your stuff out and putting it in the bin, and you say, oh shoot, I forgot. The screening process has already started. Therefore, we can no longer let you go back to your vehicle to return the item. But if before that,
so if somebody says, so what if they would have said yes?
Then we'll let you go back to your vehicle.
So if somebody lies to you, basically, or forgets that they have a firearm on, which I guess would be a difficult thing to do. But if you happen to forget, once you're in, so then at that point, what would you do? Take them into custody?
Yeah, pretty much.
So then they're being arrested for bringing a firearm?
They're not being arrested, no. They'll be detained.
Okay.
So we're not taking them to jail, right? So they're being detained. We'll run them through the process.
So you'd run them through the criminal background check?
Correct, just to make sure, because more times than not, when people, because that does happen at federal facilities, it's someone that open carries, someone that conceals, females that conceal in their purse, they have their permit, so on and so forth.
Sure.
But we have to do our due diligence to be able to vet that process out to make sure they're not trying to bring it in maliciously into a federal facility. Okay, so you're just looking for malice, and if you determine that that person has no nefarious intent, then you cut them free. It all depends. So, to kind of cover our back, more than likely what we'll do is we'll issue them a citation, we'll show up in court, they plead their part, because there has to be some paperwork showing that everything happened. So if you so whether you forgot or not, and you have a firearm on you, if you state to the security checkpoint that you do not, at that point you're leaving with a citation. Yeah. Okay. And all that usually gets figured out in court. I'm not the judge, so I can't make that. No, and I appreciate you giving me all this info, because some people will watch this video and it might prevent that from happening. Sure, yeah. So if somebody goes up to the checkpoint and says, yes, oh yeah, you know what, I forgot, I do have my firearm in my purse, absolutely 100% you're going to let them take it out of the building, or that's up to discretion? According to the National Weapons Detection Training Program, that's the way it should go. Now, I can't speak for every federal facility in the U.S., right? Because not every federal facility is not owned or leased through GSA, and they may have contract security that don't work for a government contract, an awarded contract. And didn't get the same training. And they didn't get the same training, and so it could be completely different. Or, I'm sorry, but apart from that also, there could be a judge's order. Yeah, and so courthouses are a little bit different. Right. So there's always a little bit of play, or on the opposite side, not so much play, all depending on what building you go to. Now you're saying that threshold gets met once you engage with... Sorry? That threshold is met once you engage with the security checkpoint. So what if I just walked up to here, and then this gentleman had come out and said, excuse me, what are you doing? You're not allowed to have a firearm on federal property. At that point, am I free to go, or am I being cited for being up on this? No, you're not being cited. Okay, so you would 100% be free to go at that point? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but if you continued after you already received the actual, so that's well, then you're just stupid. That's technically an actual notice too, right? Because we're putting you on notice. Right. So we have posted notice, which is obviously what you saw there, and then we have actual notice. So if we gave you the actual notice, you can no longer say, I didn't know, because we let you know. So if you continue to advance forward with your intentions, or not saying you, I'm just saying in general,
right, of course,
some other individual continue to go forward with their intentions, then of course it would be the same exact thing because the actual notice has already been provided.
And I guess being that there's no sign out here at the perimeter, there was no actual notice given. So if I walked up the stairs, that's why that's a different situation.
Correct.
Okay, I got you. Well, no, and you know what? I appreciate you having a lot of law enforcement officers won't even have that conversation.
Yeah, and I know there's
there's
a stigma with the whole First Amendment and what you guys and I know most of the time you guys are trying to get information. There are some guys out there that are just complete assholes about the whole thing.
Of course. Well, there's some cops out there that are complete assholes about the whole thing. Yeah,
assholes all over. Right.
Right.
I do appreciate the positive interaction.
No, and you know what? I always, and you see how I'm responding and conversing with you. I always give back whatever I get.
Sure.
So if you had come out here being a jerk, I would have showed you what a real jerk is.
Yeah.
You came out here being cordial and professional, and I returned that right back to you. And not only that, I really, really, really appreciate the information.
Yeah.
Because I am doing a First Amendment audit, as you know. I'm being forthcoming with you because you're being forthcoming with me, so you're getting back what you give.
Sure.
And there are probably a lot of people that are going to benefit from the information that you just gave me.
Yeah, because I mean, up until this point, a lot of people probably didn't know that. So
I didn't know that exactly how it worked. You know, it's hard we can read the law, which is sometimes, whether it's intentional or not intentional, very ambiguous the way it's written.
Sure.
But we don't have privy to your training.
Sure.
So we don't know what your directives are in certain situations.
Right.
So it's, you know, and I think it's good to make that stuff very obvious and let it out to the public, because why try to catch somebody doing something wrong when you can prevent them from doing it? Right.
And like, we try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Like, I mean, there's been people that have come in, they said they didn't have anything, they were 100%, they checked their person, and then it ended up being in their suitcase or their briefcase or their purse. And so, I mean, like I said, we have to follow our policies and procedures, just like the letter of the law, right? And we can't just let somebody go because, oh, I didn't know.
Of course.
Because then something negative could come from that as well. So.
And just like you said, there are some photographers that go out there just trying to instigate and create a scene and rile you guys up and get you to do something stupid. But at the same time, there's also, including DHS, including FPS, any of the agencies, any local police department, security, there are some guys out there that are just, will come out, grab you by the wrist and pull you inside and lock you up without even having a conversation with you. And that's a scary situation. So that's why I also, just for many years, I had on the side, I used to make signs. I had a little sign business running out of my house. So signs are just a thing for me. Like, some people take pictures of birds. Some people take pictures of trains, which I think is weird. I take pictures of signs, and I am very specific about looking at signage and trying to find flaws with it. And if there's questions, trying to ask the questions and hopefully getting the answers. So I think we had a very fruitful conversation here today, and I appreciate that.
Definitely.
And appreciate you.
Do you mind if I get your name?
I value my privacy.
Okay.
So I'm not going to give you my name, but I will give you my channel name.
Okay.
And then you'll know exactly who I am.
Okay.
I'm not trying to secret myself.
No, that's
fine. Just, since I'm doing a First Amendment audit, offering up my, I'll give you my first name's Jason.
Okay.
And if you want to give a pen and paper, you can write down the name of my channel. It's an old Indian word. It's the name of a village that I grew up in New York. So you probably want to write it down. But I'd be happy to give it to you. Okay. And I just want to be very clear. I wouldn't have given it to you if you came out with any other attitude. So your attitude has garnered my forthrightness, or whatever, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, no, it really does. And I think, you get a lot more, what do they say? You get a lot more flies. Bees with honey, whatever it is. Yeah.
All right, Jason, what is it?
All right, so it's AMAGANSETT, second word, press. Yep. So if you go to YouTube, you type in AMAG, I'll be the first suggested thing that comes up at the top. Okay. We have a couple of people that watch us.
Okay.
And again, I think you gave us very useful information. I think it was very productive, and I think the people will appreciate you. And you might get a couple of phone calls at your office saying what a good guy you are, so be prepared for that.
Interesting. Yeah. Can I get your name, sir? Ben?
This is my son.
Okay. And then you said you're not from here, you're from New York.
Did I say I'm from New York?
Yeah, it slipped.
No, I said originally from New York.
Yeah, originally.
Not where I live now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you live here now?
You got to start watching my videos and you'll put all the pieces together.
Okay.
I need those views, man.
All right. So do you live here now?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, we're just visiting.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out, Albuquerque.
You got to get the green chili, man.
Oh, we have.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
All
Chili
right,
rellenos, man.
There you go.
That's the deal right there.
There you go.
Yeah, are you from Albuquerque?
I am.
Are you? Right on. So you're lucky do you get to request where you want to be, or did you just get lucky?
No, I lucked out.
There you go, right on. Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't be a more deserving guy. Seriously, I can't tell you how much law enforcement right now in this country, whether you're at a small, lower municipal level or with DHS, whatever it is, you guys all need some good PR these days.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think you're doing a good service to your department. You're doing a good service to the building. This guy was very professional, very courteous. As far as security is concerned, your job is to observe and report. That's what you did. Didn't go outside of your mandate, overstep your bounds, and I appreciate your professionalism as well. And we honestly love to go out and find some tyrants, man. We love to find the bad guys that are giving people a hard time.
Yeah.
A lot of cops out there do a lot of horrible things.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of good law enforcement personnel out there too, and we support those guys. You seem like you're one of them, and we want people to know that there's some good police out there. So, you know, we try to show both sides of it, but I let things happen very organically. However you came out, and that's what it is.
I mean, of course, this isn't my first interaction with the First Amendment auditor as well. So,
well, I'll tell you what, there are a lot of law enforcement officers who have had numerous interactions with First Amendment auditors and still do the same stupid crap over and over again and make them and their departments look like idiots. And I don't understand what that is, but you're obviously not part of that tribe, so we appreciate that. No, really. And just before I cut out, I just want to ask you one question that I ask all law enforcement. Sure. What do you think a good police officer's or a good law enforcement officer's worst enemy is?
Bad law enforcement officers.
Absolutely correct. You've watched my videos.
No, I have not. No. This is my personal
I try to say that in all my videos, but that's what it is. Bad cops aren't doing you any favors, man. Sure. And us as citizens on our side are not able to do anything about that. You guys are in the best position to police that. And literally, I mean, there's police officers getting hurt and killed all over the country every day because guys are out there acting like jerks. So what we ask you to do is have the conversation in the locker room, rein those guys in, let them know it's not doing you any favors, and hold them accountable, because it's really not helping any of us. It's not helping you, it's not helping us, it's not helping anybody.
And I get it, there are bad cops out there, but there's also people, like you said, they're just, man, they make our jobs super hard.
Yeah, but you know what? When you take a position like you've taken, you chose to be a law enforcement officer, you're supposed to have the emotional and mental fortitude to deal with those things. Right. And if you don't, then you shouldn't be in law enforcement, because now you're a loose cannon, and that's a very dangerous situation. Sure. I can't tell you how many situations I've been in with law enforcement where it's the law enforcement officer escalating the situation deliberately. And that could turn into a mess. And, you know, everybody might go home from that scene that day. That officer might even win that day. But who knows what that person's going to come back and do 3 weeks later, because now they're pissed off at law enforcement needlessly for no reason. Yeah. So you guys, I'm not, you know, I don't like to throw the public servant thing around. I'm not trying to treat anybody like they're beneath anybody. Sure. You chose a noble profession, and we expect you to act in a noble way. Sure. And if there's guys out there that are working with you or you're aware of, have a conversation with them, man. Have a conversation with the higher ups. Turn them in before it turns into a mess.
I will say this, and I'm just speaking for our guys here, the guards, and all of our officers with Federal Protective. Man, we got these guys here are really squared away.
Well, that's my experience here today.
Yeah, they're absolutely really squared away.
Well, we appreciate. I can't tell you how much we appreciate that, because people lose their lives. Law enforcement, citizens, people wind up locked up for years and years and years that really didn't need to happen that way. And things can go south very easily. And once things start going that way, it's hard to bring it back. Right. So the best thing to do is de-escalation. You know, and even if I was out here trying to goad you, man, and trying to get you to do something, just ignore me. Yeah. No. You know? Just keep a smile on your face.
I've dealt with a couple guys like you, and I've dealt with other guys that are just complete assholes, and that's exactly my approach. I'm not gonna push the envelope.
Well, I'm sure you can chalk some of it up to good parenting. You must have good parents.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That helps. Yeah. So that's why I do this with my son. We don't want to be the obnoxious guys that are out here looking for a problem. Sure. You know, we want to have dialogue and communication solves a lot of problems. Sure. And I think that, and I've said that, and my viewers are going to be sick of hearing me say it, but I don't have to understand and appreciate everything that you do, and you don't have to understand and appreciate everything I do, but we need to respect each other's rights to do as we do. Sure. And there's always that middle ground. Sure. And if we're mature, grown, sane, sober men, there's no reason we can't find that middle ground, shake hands, walk away, and be better people at the end of the day. That's all it's about. So that's what we're out here trying to do. Cool. All right. Cool. Well, I'm sorry, your last name again? Markham. Officer Markham. Yep. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And what was your name, sir?
Jared.
Jared? Yeah. And can I just, Jared Smith?
Yeah.
And can I just ask your guard number so I know who's here? Or do you have a serial number or a guard number?
872.
872. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Worries,
you have a wonderful day.
You guys have a great
Stay
day.
safe, guys. Appreciate you.
All right. I'll see you too.
Just so you know, if you go to any other federal facilities, you might get me.
Any other federal facilities here?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, then we'd be lucky.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? And seriously, don't just forget about this interaction, because this happened for a reason. Sure. Right? We were both wound up here. We could have been anywhere else. Have the conversation. Don't even wait for somebody to do something wrong. Have the conversation with your buddies, man, and just talk to them. Open up dialogue. Yeah. You know, just let them know what's going on. And you might save one of them from getting hurt. You might save one of us from getting hurt. Yep. And who knows? You know, just talk the talk. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Appreciate it. There you go, Watchman. All right, guys. That couldn't have gone any better. Exactly what I was hoping for. You know, I always say that the drama and the yelling and screaming and the threats and all that nonsense that everybody likes to see, you know, that's entertainment. It is what it is. But this is the world we all want to live in. Why shouldn't we be able to just have open dialogue and conversations with people and be able to cross those lines and be able to figure things out? He gave us a lot of good information with the way their training goes, and what their procedure is as far as handling things at the security desk. So I appreciate that. I really do. And I thank him for giving us that information. And I hope some of you out there will find it useful. I think this was a wonderful stop, and you know, I hope we find more of these. They're not all going to go this way, but we really love these, and this is the end goal. I hope at the end of the day, after you know, whatever time, months, years, however long we're going to be doing this here on YouTube, I hope they all go this way. I hope this is what the world turns into, and I'm never going to lose hope and faith that that could come back again one day, because I remember the good old days. And you guys will get into, oh, this has been going on since 1926 and this has been going on since 1939. All I know is when I grew up, you could approach a cop, you could have a conversation with them. They were human beings. They weren't militarized. They were walking around with a simple 6-shooter revolver on their hip, and that's all it was, man. And it was a guy that was out to protect his community. You know, where all this corruption and fraud and egos and power tripping has come from, I have no idea. I don't even care. We just want to put an end to it. So if we find the bad guys out there, we give them hell. We find the good guys out here, we want to congratulate them and have a great conversation with them like you saw here today. And I feel very good about this, and I hope you guys do too, and I hope you enjoyed it. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up. Also, never want to leave you guys without mentioning that the best way to support our channels, if you're so inclined to do so, is to like, share, comment, subscribe. And I say that every video, but I really want you to stop what you're doing right now and hit the like button. Leave a comment. Share the video with somebody you know and somebody you care about. Subscribe to us. You know, all those things get our videos out to more and more people, so that more and more people can watch them, enjoy them, and hopefully learn something. Education is the end goal here at the end of the day. And I think we learned something here today. So spread it around. It really helps us. Don't just hear what I'm saying. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. If you're getting value out of this, do it for us. It doesn't cost you a penny. And I invite you to do the same for Watching a Watchman. He's doing great. You'll see a lot of stuff in his videos you won't see on mine. He puts information and maps and all kinds of stuff on there. So as always, there'll be a link in the description of his channel. I invite you to check him out. And that's it. So we're going to hop back in the truck, head down the road, and see what else we could find for you here in Albuquerque. So for now, coming to you from the United States Courthouse at the intersection of 6th Street and Gold Avenue, Watching a Watchman. I'm Against Press. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. Out.